Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm very excited and also a little bit nervous because I'm finally able to share with you my own Photoshop plugin, which I've been working on for the past few months. And it's an evolution of my first Photoshop action pack, which I've created 1.5 years ago, I believe. And in this video, I will show you how to install it. And I will also show you the user interface in Photoshop and the general key features of it. Okay, so now we are here on my website and I've created this page, which is just called Astro Tools, and that's the name for the plugin. It's very simple, very straightforward. It's called Astro Tools and will also be a platform for Astro Tools in the future going forward. So this plugin is just a Photoshop panel where I created or recreated all the actions that I've created or used before, just better, I should call it. And I have lots more features coming into the future, and I have also plans, not sure if or when this is coming, but I also have plans on making this a standalone program in the future, or I can integrate it so good into Photoshop with external code that I can just create my own stuff like image stacking, image registration, and a little bit more advanced stuff, because all that I'm using now is Photoshop's internal tools, and I will get more into detail later. So here's my website. With this, you can find the link in the video description down below. And I've just listed a few texts here with a few key elements. And here, right on the top, we have a comparison image. So this image was completely processed with these tools with just a few clicks. And it took me like 20 minutes to get to this point. And it's a big panorama. So most of the time was just waiting for processing and also just trying around different settings. But it's overall very simple to get to this result here. And when we move down here, you have a list of all the different tools. We have 10 overall. And when we go down here, you can just add this tool to the cart, go to the checkout, and then just buy it and download it. Also, one thing I want to note is that I have a licensing system. So when you purchase this tool, you get 2 licenses, or you get 1 license that you can activate on 2 different computers. So on your workstation at home or on your laptop. And I would highly recommend to open an account on my website here, because this is the only option, except for inside Photoshop, where you can manage your license activations. And that's quite important for the future when you want to activate a third device, for example, or if you want to remotely deactivate one device. This is just only possible when you have an account on my website, and that's the general standard, I believe. Starting from today until next Sunday, you get a small discount as a early bird price, I would say. So it's 50 euros now, and after that it's 60 euros. It's a one-time purchase, as I mentioned, and you get bug fixes, you get updates regularly. I hope to get more and more features into it. I have like 5 or 6 more features coming. The one thing that I want to mainly focus on after I've launched it is just bug fixing, and then making sure that I implement user feedback just to make this program as user-friendly as possible. I think it's quite good now, but I think there's always room to improve yourself. And I think we can now switch to the installation part, and for that we can just open up the downloads folder here. So when you downloaded the zip file, you can just unpack it. I just do it here in my downloads folder, and then you get these 3 files here. You can just ignore this here. This is for Mac users. And you get the plugin itself. You can double click it to install it into your Photoshop or just Creative Cloud. And then you get 2 documentations like PDFs, just in English and in German. We open up the English version. And in here, I just listed all the different tools again and added markings with numbers and a short explanation what everything does, so that you can just get a quick overview if you forgot something and you don't have like access to the YouTube video, like where I explain everything. You can just have this on your computer at all times and double check anything. And I will also update this in the future, of course. So with future updates, when things change, I will of course change everything in here. Then coming to the plugin itself, it's very simple. You can just double click it, then it will open Creative Cloud here. And when it's loaded, you can see it says install a non-marketplace plugin. So that's just a warning that it's not listed on the marketplace. And you click install, and yes, you install it. And then you have it here. And then you can just open Photoshop when you don't already have it open. And now you have the panel here. And you're greeted with the Activate Astro Tools page here, where you can add your credentials. So in this case, I would just use my email where I have like purchased the plugin, and then I just copy paste the license key in here that I use, and just click on activate. This might take a few seconds. I have no idea why it takes so long, but this can take like 5 to 10 seconds to activate it. It will double check with my website to see if the license key and email are correct, and then once it's activated, you will get access to the tool, which you can see here. So let's have a look at the user interface, and I want to start with the system tab down here at the bottom, and you can have settings and you can have a check at your license, and let me just open that. And in here you can see it's active, like I have 2 devices activated. If you just opened it for the first time and activated it, you have only 1 device. And if you're using multiple devices and this box here is not updated, because this will only check after activation, after a few days. As you can see here, it will check in 7 days. And if you're not 100% sure how many licenses are activated and you don't want to log into your account, you can just click on check now, and then it will also check with my website again to see how many licenses are active. And if, for example, you already have 2 activations that are like newer or more up to date than this one here, then it will say that this here is like locked, and then you need to disable or deactivate all the licenses first. Then you can also deactivate it here and just activate it again on a different device or in the future. Then for the settings, I added a lot of things in here. So starting with updates, up here you can check for updates. This is not very necessary. I just added it in here to have an overview of the installed version and to see if you're up to date and when it last checked. But the cool thing is that I have an automated update protocol, I would say. So when you start Photoshop and when the plugin loads, every single time it will check on my website if there is a new plugin update to download, and then you can just download it inside Photoshop and save it on your desktop or on your downloads folder, and then install it again or overwrite the installation. Then down here, the language tab, I have it in English as default, but you can also use German. And then what's also very nice is you can set the UI size from 100% to 150%. And I've set the standard to 100% so that it will work on most displays. I've tested this on my 15-inch MacBook. I've tested this on my 13-inch laptop from Windows. And when you're working with a small display, it can get problems, but that's just a problem of having a small display. And I think that is understandable. And for me here with my 27-inch monitor, I can just also bump up the UI scale. I mean, 150% is quite big, but I usually have it at 125% and then just make the screen a bit wider here. But for now, I will set it back to 100%. Then one cool thing is that I have tooltips in here, and for standard it's on, but you can also turn it off, and you will see the tooltips later on. These are just small explanation text boxes below some UI elements such as sliders or buttons. And if you know what you're doing, if you know the program, after some time you can just turn it off, and then the UI gets a little bit cleaner. Then you have the ability to save the control settings. So every single slider and button and preset in here has a set value that gets loaded when the plugin starts. And if you know for your images that these settings are not perfect out of the box, you can tweak them. And if you don't want to change them all the time, you can just click on yes here. Then all these slider settings will get saved locally, and every time you restart Photoshop and therefore the plugin, it will load up these settings again, which is quite cool. Then on the bottom here I have support and debugging. As of now, there are no known bugs or glitches. Everything should work, but if there are any problems, it should appear as an error here on the debugging log. And for all logs, you can just see that all tools are just loading here, and then when everything is loaded, it will just say fully operational, 10 out of 10 tools are working. That should be the case for you, and if not, just send me the debug log here and whatever you did. That will be very important. And you can just copy the debug log here and just send it as an email to me. And then on the bottom here, you can reset all the settings to default if for some reason you want to do that. Back to the starting page here, we can start with going just through all the different tools here. We have basics, stars, enhancements, and workflows. The basics here just cover basic adjustments. When you go in here, you have more or less a camera raw tool inside this plugin where you can have access to the exposure, color, and effects. Then you can go here to noise reduction, where you can also just set different noise reduction strengths for the luminance and the color and contrast. And then also say if you want it on the entire image, sky only, or foreground. That's also one cool thing that I implemented masking features. So in almost every tool, you can say if you want to have the effect on the entire image, the sky only, or the foreground only. And then the star mask is also very simple. You can create star masks to use for adjustment layers or just on your image overall. Then star glow adds a star glow effect on the brighter stars of your image. Then we have star reduction. We have two methods here. Then we got enhancements. You have Milky Way enhancement, which is just a contrast boost for the Milky Way, or this is also a naming thing. I might rename this tool in the future, but it's made most sense for me now for mainly the Milky Way, but you can also use this for the foreground. As you can see here, you also choose the foreground, and also, of course, when you just use this for deep sky photography, when you just want to enhance the contrast in your nebulae or galaxies. Then contrast and color boost is a way to add contrast and a color boost to your image. It's quite simple. Then we got the Arcsyn stretch here, which is a really cool tool that I've used only in PixInsight so far, because so far this was only like easily possible in PixInsight. There are ways to get a Arcsyn stretch in Photoshop and it works, but it's just more work and it's a little bit annoying to work with. So I've implemented it here in my tool and it works quite nice. Then we got the Orton effect, which is just a glow effect. It's just this dreamy look that you can add onto your images after you've processed them. Then we go to the workflows. For now, I only have like the starless workflow, and this is also like the experimental version because I might want to tweak a few settings in here and adjust the code, because this is just limited to Photoshop's internal tools. And in here, you can create a starless image, just like you can do with Star Exterminator or StarNet. It is, of course, not nearly as good, but if you tweak the settings correctly, you can get quite close and just use it as a quick preview. Or if you just want to stay in Photoshop or you don't have StarNet or Star Exterminator, you can use this and get a quite comparable image just to enhance some contrast or just edit the sky separately from the stars. These are the tools for now, so if you want to give it a try, just go onto my website, download it, and give me all the feedback that you want, because I want to make this tool as nice as possible, and this can only get better with your feedback and with just your overall input. So that's it for now. If you want to get the full in-depth tutorial for all the different tools, you can follow the link up here on the corner or in the video description down below, where you can find the playlist for it. And then I will see you in the next video. So have fun.